Today, we're not flying for ourselves. Like never before, we are flying for every 58 Delta pilot, crew chief, everybody that has been a part of the 58D organization. We're flying for them. Today, we're flying for 42 souls that were killed in Iraq and Afghanistan. And today, just like every other time, we got on our horses and they've heard the sound of our hooves coming. They're going to hear it again. Be proud. Be proud of what you're doing. Be proud of what you do. Be proud as you fly these aircraft today. With that said, let's get it done. Here they come.
First Squadron, 17th Cavalry, the last squadron that is going to be carrying the OH-58 Delta Kiowa Warrior. As a squadron, as the team of teams that we are, we're going to crank every single one of our aircraft, and we'll take off as a squadron and do one more flight over the over Fort Bragg, as well as over Fayetteville, and that's a tribute. It's a multi-pronged tribute. First and foremost, it's a tribute to the OH-58 Delta Kiowa Warrior. Second to that, it's a tribute and it's an honor to each and every one of the cavalry pilots that has ever flown one of these aircraft. To include those that have given their life in this aircraft, and there's been 42 Kiowa Warrior pilots that have lost their life in combat over the last 15 years. Lastly, but certainly not least, it's a tribute to the Fort Bragg area and the Fayetteville community that has supported the 82nd as well as the 117th Cav for so many years that we've been here. In the old cavalry days, the horses had a very distinct sound. And that's when the ground infantry knew that the cavalry was there. The cavalry was coming to provide that supporting fire, to provide that reaction time and maneuver space. This aircraft right here also has a very distinctive sound. And the infantry, our ground brethren in Iraq and Afghanistan and other parts of the world, they grew accustomed to that sound. They knew that the cavalry was coming, and the cavalry was going to provide the reaction time and maneuver space.
It's an absolute joy to fly. It really is a pilot's aircraft. From the pilot's perspective, I can say that it does everything you ask it to do if you know how to ask. Learning how to ask is the hard part.
I would say that I have several times when I've been either in Iraq or Afghanistan and things got a little crazy, and at the end of it, once we all work through everything with my ground brothers, that they get on the radio and they say thanks. And it's kind of vindication for all your training and why we're there. And that's definitely my fondest memory every time I've gotten that thanks for the support.
There are no greater satisfaction than a total stranger walking up to you, shaking your hand, looking you in the eye, and saying, "Sir, without you today, I would not be here."
The aircraft that we fly right now, if you liken them to horses, they've grown tired, they've grown old, and we're just going to turn them out to pasture for new horses. So when we get back from Korea, we'll get OH-64 Apaches to still do the same job of the cavalry. It's bittersweet. It's absolutely bittersweet because it has been a pleasure to fly this aircraft, to ride this horse. This is not the only thing that the cavalry has ever had. The cavalry has been riding horses and changing out their horses for years upon years upon years. This is just one more evolution in that changing of the horses to still continue to do the same job that we've been doing.
want to see this video now. I don't know.